Well, I cannot tell you how delighted I am that this man is sitting next to me, ready to get on that particular pitch. Sam Cook, it's been a long time, or it seems to have been a long time, but I mean, there's a certain circle of life here, isn't it? Because the last game was against Kent too.
Yeah, no, it certainly feels like it's been a while. Yeah, it's been very frustrating, being stuck on the sidelines, but yeah, a lot of hard work has gone into it off the field to try and get back out there. So yeah, can't wait to get out there and get going again.
I mean, you've had injuries before, we know. How do you cope with them? Do you cope with them better with the experience that you've had previously?
Potentially. I think I haven't, touch wood, had one like this for a while. So yeah, it's obviously tough, but it's part and parcel of the job, and you've got to obviously try and look forward rather than, you can't, obviously once you are injured you can't change it. You can only sort of work towards getting back out there. So I think I've tried to sort of always look forward, how we're going to get back on the park, and working hard with physios and S&C upstairs to do it. So yeah, I don't think it gets easier. I think it's more just the process of how you deal with it comes with age and understanding. There's no point sort of
so you're getting on now,
moaning and whining about it.
Is the biggest battle mental or physical?
It's probably,
it depends on the injury.
It's probably the mental side of things. I think a lot of the time it's the not doing anything, rather than, I think I'm sort of character that always wants to be doing something to move on and get better with it. And in an injury point of view, you're trying to improve it, but an awful lot of the time it's about resting and recuperating. So that's probably the hardest bit from a mental point of view, rather than the physical stuff.
Well, let's hope you're going to get back into action this evening. You've been watching from the sidelines as the regular Essex Eagles set up in T20. We never seem to make it easy for ourselves. And now, after that loss in Cardiff, we know, we're really going to have to push for that finishing line to make sure we're in top 4 position. What have you made of the campaign that you've seen from the sides?
I think there's been an awful lot of positives. I think it is the nature of the game, like you say. I think it's not just us, it's every team. I think anyone can beat anyone in this competition particularly, and especially in the South Group. I think all the teams are extremely strong. I think you've seen throughout finals day and quarterfinals the last few years that the South Group is very strong. So like I said, anyone can beat anyone. But I think there's been a lot of positives. Obviously the injury's been frustrating, but it's meant that guys like Benny and Beardy have got some good exposure and good experience. I think they've done really well. I think obviously from a bowling point of view, it's I think the way the game's changed over the last few years, sort of the expectation of what's a good day has changed, and I think they've done a lot of things really well from the planning point of view, the work we put in off the scenes with the analysts and with the coaches, and in terms of our plans. I think there's been an awful lot of positives. Like you say, obviously the results have been a little bit up and down, but it's the nature of T20 cricket. I think, like you see at the Euros, you don't necessarily want to peak too early.
Never be said. Leave it to the last minute. Why not?
So I think we've done that in previous years. I think it's about winning those key moments and winning those games where we've been under big pressure, which we've done well the last few years. So hopefully take some confidence from that, and big push in these last 4 games to get into the qualification places. And
as disappointing as it is to see Jordan not with us, with Dan Sams having to go home, new ingredients, yourself included, Ethan Bosch included, it can make for a different dynamic as you go into the final lap of this.
100%. I think you see over the course, it's a long season throughout all formats, and we've got an extremely strong squad with depth, and that's why we've got the squad. We back every single member of our squad to come in and do a job. Obviously it's disappointing, Coxie and Samsey, two big players for us, but a bit like what I was saying earlier, you can't dwell on that. You've got to look forward. How are we going to win the games in front of us? And the guys coming in, a great opportunity for them, and take it with both hands. And I think sort of that competition is what's made us a strong team the last few years. Obviously, touch wood, until this year, our injury records have been pretty good the last few years, but it's why we've got the squad that we have, and it's important that we use the depth, and it's good to get guys getting and playing, because when it comes to those crunch moments, it means that anyone can stand up and be that match winner.
And tonight against Kent, a team we've beaten already this season in both comps, does that play into the psyche setting up for this game, or is it water under the bridge?
No, I think you treat every game as it comes. I think there's potentially, obviously it's always good to get one over on Kent, being our local rivals, and yeah, you obviously try and take that momentum forward. But it's very much every game as it comes. Anything can happen in T20 cricket, so you can't look, as I said, look too far ahead or rest on what's been before. So very much reset from a mental point of view for everyone tonight, and go out and put on a show and play our best cricket.
And utilise that home advantage. I know we've only seen the loss to Sussex in the T20 Blast so far this campaign, but the people that are in the stands can make such a difference when you're here at the Cloud County Ground.
Massively, obviously we've got one of the best. I know we might be slightly biased, but we've got one of the best crowds in the competition. And I know from an opposition point of view, it's a tough place to come and play. So, yeah, the crowd can be on our side and get behind us, and I'm sure it will be another good result tonight, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll be shouting loud and proud from the stands. Go well tonight.
Cheers, mate.
Great to see you
Thank
back on the park.